Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my fucking god. Tati Westbrook has just uploaded a video called Breaking My Silence. It is a 40-minute long video and it was literally posted an hour ago. And I just finished watching it. And normally I start talking a little bit before these videos, but you know what, I just want to get into it. I've written down things that she said in her video that I want to talk on. This video, she really did not hold back and she did not attack anyone. She came after everyone and you know what? Holy fuck. And also to anyone saying, let's get this out of the way, she was not fake crying in this video. I fully stand beside Tati whenever I say that that was real. Those were real tears. She kept apologizing to her dad, who she said, I said I wasn't gonna cry for you. Her nose was running, everything. That was real tears. So let's get into it. So she starts off the video with saying it's been a long time coming for her to share these things, and you know it has. We've all been saying, Tati girl, you have to speak out. I didn't think she was gonna speak out this much. Jesus Christ. She said it's really just time for her to share these things, and she's reading from what is approved from her legal team, so it's really well written and it is very factual and everything, allegedly, so it's very much so really well written. And you know that the entire video is very cohesive. She says she feels it's important and she won't be deviating from anything. And she didn't. She said she missed her subscribers and the YouTube community. She said that she's sorry that they haven't seen her in a while, and we know that she's been gone now on like a couple month hiatus because she needed some time for her and her heart. And you know what? She's came back and she has just fucking exposed and raised all hell. She said she's been praying every day over this scandal, and she said there's so much healing that needs to take place within herself but also within James. And she said she doesn't wish harm or hate on anyone, and she said she's a very imperfect person and she tries her best to be kind and loving, but she screws up and makes bad decisions. So this was at the start of the video, so I was like, where is this going, Tati? Where's this going, Tati? So I was like, is she even gonna mention Shane? Is she even gonna mention Jeffree? You know what? She fucking mentioned everybody, and she said follow your heart, not the herd, and that's what she had to learn. And I was like, oh my god, so she followed the herd, which was Shane and Jeffree. And I said on this channel for ages that allegedly I believe that they manipulated her, and you know what? She literally claims in this video that that's true. Guess who's been showing you the facts since day one? Adam McIntyre. She said she thought she was following her heart, but she was actually following and listening to the wrong people. Shane and Jeffree. And she said she's avoided talking about this as much as she could. And she said until today she has made no comment, and she's been trying to rebuild her now broken reputation. Now we all know that that girl's reputation is not in the best condition. Now after this video, I have all my faith restored in Tati, and you know what? Tati, I love you, girl. I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you. Those were real tears. Those were real emotions, and I feel your pain. She said that Tati, the person, is the #1 target while she remains voiceless. And now we all know that's true. Shane jumps on and defends himself. Jeffree jumps on and defends himself, but she has stayed silent, which has made this video have way more impact because we're like, oh, fuck, this is her time speaking out. She said she's lost an entire year of her life, and the platform that saved her life, she now doesn't find it a safe place, and that's really sad. And after hearing what she talks about, I don't blame her anymore. I feel really bad. She said that people need answers and an apology for the role that she played, so taking full accountability from the start, which I was very happy about. She said she did write this and she's being very careful with everything because it has been approved by her legal team. She said in December 2019, after Shane and Jeffree series ended, James came to her house and they compared DMs. Obviously same DMs from Shane and Jeffree, trying to be like, let's draw comparisons that were both being used and allegedly manipulated here. And so they said from that point that they were gonna make a video because they knew that they were being manipulated. James said he wanted to be beside her this entire video, and she thought it was important to do it alone. Now that, I think, James Charles, like, credit to you. James thought he should sit beside her in this video and defend her and be there for her. And I think that shows a lot about him because she really did ruin his reputation for a long period of time. You know what? He was like, I'll sit beside you and I'll hold my hand with yours and talk about this. But she said, no, I need to do this myself, and I'm glad she did do it herself. But could you imagine if she did it with James beside her? That would be so fucking messy. And maybe that's to come. She said she apologized to James privately, but now she wants to do that publicly. And she did it. She said, James Charles, I'm so sorry. She said, I love James Charles and that he always has a special place in her heart. And she said in her Bye Sisters video as well that she very much so mothers James Charles. And she said that she promised her dad she wasn't going to cry. And she said this so many times throughout the video, which again shows she's not being manipulative. She's literally crying from her heart, and it was really sad. And I'm really pissed off because whenever she cries, she doesn't look ugly. She still looks pretty. And Tati girl, I have an issue with that because I'm an ugly crier. Besides the point. She said she was always more a mentor than a friend to James, and James came into her life in 2016. And she said it was a gift getting to know James before the success. Yeah, so 2016 he hadn't really taken off yet. And she said James has made his mistakes, but we all have, and he has a rare ability to grow from them. Now I do think so, because he always takes accountability and he always moves on from it and grows from it. And Tati's very much so doing that here as well, and I am proud of her. But she did say that James was getting a progressing sense of entitlement, and this wasn't a problem for her until she met Shane Dawson. So whenever she brought up Shane Dawson, I was like, oh fuck, it's gonna get so messy. And you know what it did? She said a certain decision that she made posting the video broke her heart, but she never called James a predator or a danger to society, and it wasn't meant with hate. And I do believe her. She said she didn't say all the stuff she was being told behind the scenes. So immediately I was like, oh my god, is it going to be true? Is she going to confirm that I said that Shane and Jeffree were allegedly saying things behind the scenes? Because it makes sense. She did. She said she didn't make the video because of vitamins, but the lies that were fed by Jeffree and Shane. Those shady fuckers doing shit behind the scenes. She said, yes, I'm a grown woman and I'm smart, and her guard was down by being broken, and she allowed herself to be manipulated by this full situation. And it's very clear that that happened, in my opinion. And she said she actually deleted her video by Sisters because YouTube said it wasn't a good look for their platform. Now that's the first time we heard that. CEO Susan was not happy. She said she's very disappointed that she allowed herself to be gaslit into making that video. And she said, James, I'm sorry for giving up on you. And you know what? I felt her emotion when she said that. I believe her. I'm not James, but I believe her. Now she said her and James are friends again, so obviously he has accepted that apology, and you know what? Good for him. Good for them. She said the information that they gave her, Shane and Jeffree, was terrifying, and they thought that James's creative and normal life were in jeopardy. And she was told that a lot of victims were going to come forward against James, and thought if she called James out, then he would put his phone down and reevaluate his life. Now I can see her thinking behind that. It does seem a little fuzz, but you have to realize the place she was in. She said she fell for the manipulation, so she literally said that sentence, which means I've been saying it since the start. I've been giving you all the credible information from the start. Period. She said Jeffree started contacting her in his early career to meet. She said in 2017 they started to speak, and she knew of his past, but he presented himself as someone who has changed. She said being friends with Jeffree is very much so friends with a lion. He's dangerous but kind to her. She thought she could be an example for him, and she very much so said throughout the entire video that she thought she could change Jeffree and try and make him see a new way of life, a new non-shady way, and just a happier sense of life. And she obviously at the end knew that that was not a case, but she had wasted so much time and effort trying to do that. And I fully believe her. She said she tried to get Jeffree involved with a charity that she loved so much, and she thought if she could pull Jeffree into being a role model, that could be empowering for him. So she was very much so caring for him, allegedly, since the start. And it was called Spirit Awakening Foundation. She said she was a fool for ever thinking she could make Jeffree a better person. Ooh, burn. And she also talks about Jackie Anna, and she says the moment Jeffree went off on her was the day before she posted her collab with Jeffree. Tati's collab, I mean. And she said she should have ran for the hills, and she's sorry for not walking away and being blind to the things that Jeffree was being accused of and still posting that video. She said she's always liked Jackie Anna, and she let her down. So she addressed fucking everybody in this video, and she's gonna address more. Like, y'all, she did not hold back. This is the video that we needed. Then she talks about in 2018 with Dramageddon 1, so she talks about fucking everything. She talks about the drama with Manny, Laura, Gabriel, and she said that should have been a red flag for what happens when Jeffree's upset with someone. And you know what? She said that it's going to happen with her now. Jeffree's probably going to go out against her. There's no way he won't. And you know what? Tati, if everything you're saying is true, I have no problem standing behind you. She said she thought it was her responsibility to still try help Jeffree. And she said Shane's first series with Jeffree looked like Jeffree was changing, and yeah, it did. It manipulated all of us into thinking Jeffree was a different person, but Shane also does that with himself in his videos. She said she didn't spend much time with Jeffree and usually declined going to his home as she didn't like smoking. And she said Jeffree didn't spend a lot of time at her house either. Mostly their friendship was over text, calls, and FaceTimes, which is already a fucking red flag, Tati, girl. She said she only heard from Jeffree whenever she was in drama or a launch was about to happen. She said she recognized the pattern, but was clouded by the hope that he actually cared for her. And I think that is so fucking devastating, and so many people have said that. And you know what that is? Manipulation. She said the dirt that Jeffree holds on people, that worried her. She said Jeffree will go off on the fact that he has dirt and receipts on everyone that he can blackmail. What an evil person, by the way. I've been saying it for a long time. She said we have to be prepared because Jeffree is going to make a video, and we have to forgive the people that he's holding hostage with threats. It's not right to trap people into saying things they don't normally say, and I think that is so sad. What a fucking scum. She said Jeffree started talking more crap about James than normal. She said it was really an obsession. She said Jeffree would talk about James, and whenever Jeffree, Tati, and James would film a video, Jeffree would pull Tati aside and say, hey, James wanted Nikita instead of you, kind of clouding that Tati should turn against James. And at Tati's birthday party, every time James would turn his back around, Jeffree turned around and said that James was out of control, and then called Tati the next day saying how embarrassed he was for Tati. Like, just putting things in this girl's head. That's why I feel bad for her now. She said James was all they talked about, and whenever she went to a meeting with Jeffree to talk about Jeffree possibly promoting her merch, all he did was talk poorly about James again, which is, on a professional level, is so weird, Jeffree. Fucking freak. She said that Shane said to Tati that he was a big fan of her, and how Tati should be involved in the series. And said that Shane started DMing and texting her and said that he was her favourite beauty channel. So already trying to be the nicey one. She said she thought Shane would want to tell her own personal story and get her own series and tell the triumphs that she's overcame. Whenever she said that, I felt so bad for her because she came into this with such an optimistic view that Shane would maybe want to help her, and he didn't want to help her. I felt bad. She said she wished she researched Shane better and knew about his older content. I think we all did, girl. She said Shane came over and she shared personal stuff with him that she only shares with friends. And Shane said he could feel her pain and that Tati was a beacon of life placed on Earth. Okay. She said Jeffree wanted her to be a part of the series they were making, and she knew at this stage that Shane and Jeffree were working together. She said it was weird that the king of truth on YouTube would be turning on James Charles, which is now confirming that behind the scenes that fucker did more, which shows that Blair White's video was pointless. Blair White said Shane wasn't involved in anything. You know what, Blair? We just know now that your video was bullshit. I'm sorry. She said Shane and Jeffree talked to her for so long about allegations against James and that Shane kept calling James a monster. She said Shane was planning on interviewing victims of James for his series because he said James needs to be stopped, which shows that not only they wanted to include the drama, they wanted to push it even further, which shows that Shane, you're so guilty. Allegedly. She said Jeffree and Shane fed her so much information and every day it was so much, and she felt that she was gaslit by the Sugar Bear hair time. And she said that Shane Dawson offered to edit the Bye Sisters video, come up with the title, and edit the fucking thumbnail, but she denied. Now if that's true, Shane, what a fucking scumbag you are. You claim you were never a part of this. You said you knew the video was coming, but nothing. You scum. You scum, if this is true. And she said she hadn't even made a decision whether she was going to film the video yet a lot of news outlets already knew about it, which she believes Jeffree and Shane were feeding information, which is so shady. She said the night before she filmed her Bye Sisters video, Jeffree showed her the audio that he's been showing everyone of the alleged victim, and she said it was enough to scare her. She said Shane kept telling her not to be scared and that she should go ahead with this video because he wanted a series to make out of it. And Shane asked Tati the day she posted the Bye Sisters video, could he come over and film and document her in that moment? Are you fucking kidding me? And she said that she was promised that evidence would come forward after she posted her video, then she realized that nothing came forward. She then said that she thought it was a social experiment. She told Jeffree not to post drama in the trailer, and Jeffree sent her a voice memo after the drama was posted in the trailer and said, don't worry about it. It's not your fucking drama to tell, Jeffree, you scum. Get off your hole and stop focusing on other people's problems, Jeffree. Fucking loser. She said she was afraid of her life and gave her info to her lawyers, hoping it would leak. Like, how bad did the situation have to be? Pretty bad. She said her subscribers showing up to her launch meant the world to her and that she didn't think she had any support anymore. And she started crying and how happy she was, and my heart broke at that part. I do feel so bad. Tati has made some really bad judgments, some bad mistakes, but I felt so bad at that point. She said she bulk filmed videos and left LA. She literally left. She said she lost weight and became a shell of herself, and that, so sad. So now Tati and James were both put in near very bad self-destruction places because of Shane and Jeffree. She said in her mind and body were too fragile to support a pregnancy, and I'm so sorry, Tati. She said she's been terrified for a really long time, and she's relocated 2 months ago and now has a security team around her because she still fears for her life. She said she can't show evidence right now, but there will be a day where they can present the evidence and why Shane and Jeffree are responsible for the broken world of the beauty community. She said Shane and Jeffree were bitterly jealous of James, which we're all aware of. She said Shane didn't like that James Charles wanted to make her own documentary. And then she also attacks Morphe and says about how she thinks that Jeffree is part of the Morphe team. She said she has every intention of getting to the truth, and Jeffree putting the blame on Tati in a recent podcast was cowardly, and Shane's statement was cowardly. Like, she fucking dragged these bitches, and she seemingly, don't quote me, is gonna sue them. She kind of hinted at it. Allegedly, everything in my opinion, I took that from her words, it's all on me. I think so. And she was just telling people to be careful. She said she wants her life back. And she said she was donating all money from the video, because there were mid-rolls on it, to the Spirit Awakening, which is a credit to herself again. So all that was Tati's 40-minute long fucking video. It started and there was like 10 minutes of like bluffering, and she was just kind of talking. I was like, is she gonna say anything? Then she fucking said everything, named everyone, addressed everything. You know what? That was a video that I was happy to watch. Tati, well done. I believe you in things that you've said. I know that Shane is already acting out against you because of this, and I'll talk about that in another video. I'm so proud of you for saying your truth. Now we know that all them music tweets that you did, those cryptic things, were actually leading to this video, and you just needed your legal team's approval with the statement that you were gonna read. So guys, what's your opinion on what Tati said? I fully believe everything now that I've been saying over the past few days. I fully believe, in my opinion, Shane and Jeffree are the evil scums of the beauty community that are making YouTube fall apart. And I'm so sad that Tati got caught up in that, and I'm so devastated that James Charles got caught up in that. Now we know from this moment that Dramageddon 3 has officially fucking started, and it's gonna get so much worse. Jeffree's gonna release a video, Shane's gonna release a video, and it's gonna get so fucking messy. And you know what? Buckle up, because it's gonna get so much worse. And we have to stay level so we can still talk about it. So guys, what's your opinion? Let me know. Sheesh.